Hey guys, welcome to my second video. Today we're starting a new book. It's by David Walliams, Demon Dentist, and it's a chapter of video. It's quite a long book, and it's illustrated by Tony Ross. So let's start. Chapter 1. A simple case of toothache. Alfie hated going to the dentist. As a result, the boy's teeth were almost yellow. The ones that weren't yellow were brown. They bore the stains of all the goodies that children love, but dentists hate. Sweet fizzy drinks, chocolate. The teeth that were neither yellow nor brown simply weren't there anymore. They had fallen out. He had once bitten into a toffee and stayed there. Assorted fruit-flavoured chews had claimed others. This is what young Alfie looked like when he smiled. This is because this 12-year-old boy hadn't gone to the dentist since he was very little. Alfie's last visit was when he was around 6. It was a simple case of toothache, but it ended in disaster. The dentist was an ancient man, Mr. Erstwhile. Despite his good intentions, Mr. Erstwhile should have retired many years before. The dentist looked like a tortoise, and an old tortoise at that. He wore glasses so thick they made his eyes appear to be the size of tennis balls. Mr. Erstwhile told Alfie that the tooth in question was rotten. A filling wouldn't save it, and unfortunately he had no option but to take it out. The dentist yanked with his huge steel forceps, but the tooth wouldn't come. Mr. Erstwhile even rested his foot up on the chair by Alfie's head to lever him against it, to help him wrench the wretched tooth out, but it still wouldn't come. The ancient dentist then enlisted the help of his even older dental nurse. Miss Prigg was instructed to hold on to him and tug as hard as she could. Even then the tooth wouldn't come. Soon the hefty receptionist, Miss Veal, was asked to step in the room to help. Miss Veal weighed more than Mr. Erstwhile or Mr. Prigg put together, but even with all her ballast, this tooth wouldn't come. Just then the dentist had an idea and ordered Miss Prigg to fetch some particularly thick dental floss. He carefully tied the floss around the forceps and looped it around Miss Veal's ample frame. The dentist then instructed his rotund receptionist to leap out of the window on the count of 3. But even with all of Miss Veal's immense weight yanking on the boy's tooth, it still wouldn't come. With poor young Alfie lying in terror on the dentist's chair, Mr. Erstwhile stepped into his waiting room to request reinforcements. The growing crowd of patients waiting to be seen were all called upon to assist. Young and old, fat and thin, the elderly dentist needed all the help he could get. Nevertheless, even with a lengthy human chain and an army of Yankees, the tooth stayed well and truly put. But by this time, poor little Alfie was in great distress. The pain of having his tooth pulled was 100 times worse than the toothache. However, Mr. Erstwhile was determined to finish what he had started. Sweating profusely, the thirsty dentist took a large swig of mouthwash and gripped onto the forceps as tightly as he could. Finally, after seemed like days and weeks, even months of yanking, Alfie heard a deafening crunch. The dentist had gripped so hard he had crushed the tooth, exploded into thousands of tiny fragments inside Alfie's mouth. With the ordeal finally over, Mr. Erstwhile and all his helpers were lying in a tangled heap on the surgery floor. "Well done, everyone," he announced, as his assistant Mr. Prigg helped him to his feet. "Oh, that tooth was a stubborn little blighter." Just then, Alfie realised something. He still had toothache. The dentist had taken out the wrong tooth. That's the end of this chapter. I'll read the second chapter next video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again next video. Bye.